Brawlers, welcome back to DummyNation. Today, we're going to be playing as a country I have no interest in playing in because it is actually quite a difficult start, but it was the most upvoted country, and that is Bhutan. Let's go ahead and jump into Bhutan. Now, Bhutan is landlocked between the two of the strongest players in the game, which is China at number 2 and India at number 5. So our only real hope of getting out is kind of based on India falling and not being aggro to China. Now, if we look at our diplomacy right now, we are on decent terms with everybody, but nobody is a friend. So that is going to be rough. We are the 171st best GDP, 143rd best military power, and we are a democracy. Democracy is not going to do us too much here. Taking a look at our troops, we only have 23 tanks and 61,000 commandos. So we are going to need to do something about that and punch out. So let's go ahead and work backwards. We're going to flip from democracy, which is not going to do us a lot. We're going to flip to a autocracy. So we're going to get about 10% in paramilitary and then go up heavy in martial law to about 50. We'll do about that. I don't know if that's actually worth it. Yeah, we'll go down to 60. I don't want our cash flow to be too interrupted, but we'll go ahead and say that that's acceptable on that front. Let's go ahead, and we're going to have to kind of use our Vatican City strat. So we're going to get 1 unit of commandos and then throw the rest into gunners. All right, so we have about 12K left over. And our military research, we're going to pump 3 levels into combat training, 2 levels into reactive armor, just for kind of future-proofing. And we're going to save the 5 so that we can get cheaper economic research in the future. Let's go ahead and fix our budget. We're going to bring down social spending. We're going to bring up military spending, bring down liquidity, and apply that. So what we have to bank on is the fact that India is going to fall. We're not strong enough to be able to take out either of these countries on their own. So we really need India to fall. Now, there is potential that we can take this little bit of section here and push out through Myanmar. We don't want to get caught in a big fight with India because India's population is no joke, which means it's going to spawn a ridiculous amount of rebels. Our only realistic hope is getting this section here and pushing out through Myanmar. So we're going to kind of have to hope for that. Oh, but lucky day, India's falling. Dude, no way on the first run. Huge dubs. Let's get our gunners. Let's wait for full military strength. All right, we don't quite have our full military strength, but India is completely out of troops. Should we wait? I'm going to go ahead and wait for the remainder of these armies. It will take about another year to get it, but India falling so early is going to be really good for us. Okay, so we have our army. Let's declare war on India. Bring this down. Advance a day. Good. And now we do our Vatican City strat. All right. Hopefully this will work. Good. We got a big chunk of India. And what is the chances that we can get an alliance with you? How much would that cost? $13 million. Very unaffordable for us at this moment. We don't want to be caught too much in a big war with China. Bangladesh is pretty strong. Is there anyone that wants to be a friend? Typically, Russia is always ready for friendship. There we go. Let's get that with Russia to bring up our defensive power from 33 million to... Oh, no, it already counted it. So 52 million. Good. So let's group everybody together. And we're going to try and do that again and grab some more of India. Maybe we can just get out that way. Let's see if we can get this. Let's go. Okay. But now we only have 1 million firepower left. So we call it quits here. We don't want to anger China too much by taking territory that they want. But we are making 83 now. So a very, very lucky start for us. We could potentially continue this. But with 8 million firepower left, I am a little bit concerned about continuing. Let's go ahead and fix our budget. And I want to bring down military spending a little bit and start pumping up liquidity. Liquidity is going to be good for us because we did capture a big person early. So getting that number up is going to be very helpful for us. It is going to affect our overall budget, but for right now, not the most concerned with it. We want to pump what land we've got from India for as much as we possibly can get. Ooh, and the United States is fighting down Myanmar. Myanmar's lost all their troops. We should get involved in this. Oh, can we get over there before the United States does take it all? Oh, they gave up. Let's go. Actually, we had access over here, so it really didn't matter. But either way, we're going to be happy with it. Where are the economic zones of Myanmar? Down here. Good to know. So Myanmar is done. We're off to a great start. Our liquidity is pumping up. We haven't even gotten to the maximum amount yet. So we will still be making more money, but again, we're going to be a little bit optimistic but cautious here about our chances of doing much more without any kind of tanks or artillery. Now, we could still make a strong push into India. China's declared war on us, which is why I was trying to be so cautious. But fortunately for us, that's a cheap. We do lose a little bit of territory. But fortunately, we're able to capture that early. And this is honestly going down, so that's very good for us. Is this Ireland getting involved? Go Ireland. But I do want to spend our troops, or our money, early money, probably on getting more of India. I will get another level of commandos, though, because I think early on that's going to be a little bit more beneficial than getting tanks. And I'm going to spend a little bit more money on gunners and get us another little bit so we can continue to keep pushing into India. Okay, let's move ourselves to the borders and get ready to do this assault on India once again. All right, we'll see how well this works out. Okay, pretty good. Let's regroup and fight rebels. This is where most of the population is, but this is also where most of their economy is. So fighting up north is definitely a worthwhile adventure, as long as we can control it in the end game. Let's get another level of commandos. And we're just going to keep going around until this is all stably ours, and then we'll continue pushing into India. But currently we sit as the 17th best GDP, 24th best military power, 3rd most population. GDP per capita is pretty good. So we could build an economy from here. We just want to kind of really honestly knock down India because there's still more to gain. And we don't want to keep India around and then them just kind of destroy us later. So I think we kind of do that strategy up here in the north again. All right, let's give this a go. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, get everybody together. We'll fight down this big army. Good. And now we'll just fight down the big rebels where we can. All right, but now we're the 11th best GDP. I think this is where we draw our battle lines and say we've gotten enough, and we need to start building an actual military. I would love to fight down these guys, but 100,000, I think I kind of just stand and block them from grabbing more land. Let's see if we can fight one at a time. Nope, we fight both at a time. That's fine. That's fine. Iran is attacking us. We need 2 million. We can get an alliance treaty with China. I think we lost ours with Russia. No, we still have it with Russia. Iran's attacking us anyways. They have 8 million firepower. We have 3, so that is kind of the problem with this strategy. Let's get some tanks, please. And hopefully China might come to our aid, but we're going to have to cede land to Iran, unfortunately. Oh, good. They only wanted that. They can have that. That's fine. Okay. China. Russia's fallen. That's why nobody cared about Russia. We're not in a big enough state to take advantage of it, but China will protect us. Defensive power of 227. So we just build up our military from here. We need to get about 5,000 tanks before we try and do anything else. And probably about 2,000 rockets. Yeah, Russia's just a feeding fest at this point. There's no avenue for us to get involved, and most of the good land's already been spoken for. So we will not concern ourselves with that, but we do have 10 points to get the economic research. And we will start going down smart taxation 4.1. That's really going to help us out a lot as we just continue to keep trying to build up our military. Now we're going in this position to try and utilize Portugal in helping us fight down the rebels, so it's less costly for us. But I would love to get India down so we never have to deal with them again and potentially building up a military. So I'm in full support of us attacking, even though we don't have a ton of rocketeers to take land fast. Go ahead and get that peace treaty with you. Don't want to fight you anymore. And Japan's continuing attacking, which is good for us. They're weakening themselves up for our attack. But we can finally get one level of smart taxation, which is going to improve the effect of what we spend in our social spending, or our annual budget, on the effectiveness of that. So that's going to be really good for us. Let's get some tanks. Is this all Japan has left? No, they still have 9 million. 2 million to get an alliance treaty with the United States, I think is going to be worth it, because if we want to fight Japan, Japan is currently allied to the United States. So it would just be United States and Estonia coming to their defense, but if we can buy off the United States early enough, then we actually won't have to fight them. I'm going to see how low this price goes. All right, good enough. Let's get an alliance treaty with the United States. That's going to help out our economy a lot. We've got another 1.7. Let's look at Japan's military. They have no gunners. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's all they have? Okay, time out. Forget what we were going to say, where we were going to spend. Let's get everybody ready. Let's go to Japan. Let's just invest it in tanks. We love tanks. We're a pro-tank democracy here. China's still our ally. Yes, we can go through them. Army's good. 25 million against Japan's 500,000. Just make sure they didn't get a new friend. They did. They were friends with Iraq. But that doesn't matter. As long as the United States doesn't join the war, we should be good. Let's go straight for Tokyo and take that down. Did anyone declare war on us? No, not yet. But when we start taking territory, that's when they do. Iraq's declared war on us. That's fine. Let's see if we can buy them off. Typically, they're not that expensive. But they're, yeah, very cheap. Very much worthwhile not having to fight them. And let's grab Japan. After this, we're going to have to settle our economy a little bit. All right, we have 2 million. I'm going to invest that in commandos real quick. Get us a couple more units of those guys, and we'll get back to the grind. But we're currently just kind of working through the rest of Japan. Japan's been pretty active, so there's a lot to take. It's just about making sure that we're grabbing the stuff that's actually meaningful, which is mainland Japan for the most part. Some bit of Russia could be helpful, but this is all kind of wasteland. So as long as we got that, we can actually move down here and grab what they hold of the Philippines. Oh, I forgot Japan's got a lot of India too. That'll be nice. We won't have to fight as many rebels, I don't think, down there because they've already been conquered. And when places are conquered, the population tends to go down a little bit, but the population over there is actually pretty high. So scratch that from the record book. But we can get another round of tanks, another round of smart taxation. We'll just ignore the Japanese military for right now. Let our defenders kind of do our civilians, our militias do most of the damage while they chase us around. We'll finish up their territories and then combine to fight their India holdings, because I don't want to split that just in case we have to fight a lot of rebels. Oh my gosh, do they have Africa holdings too? They do. All right. But we're doing pretty well. Currently, we're the third best GDP, third best military power, second best population. GDP is rather high. We have $6 million in the bank. How's our army looking? Pretty good. We could definitely use with some more gunners and commandos. Let's get, let's just really load up these guys while they're cheap. Get 3 extra units of them. Commandos are always very useful. We do have some rebels kicking around over here. We're just going to ignore them. We'll come back to them later, but we need to finish up Japan's holdings. And I think they don't have anything else besides what it is kind of Cameroon at this point and Somaliland. Can we just go around, boys? Good, good, good. Now our exchange rate's 80% because we are allied to the 2 biggest powers. So that is very good. It means our currency is worth a lot more. And we do need to do something about research and everything else. So while we finish up the rest of Japan, I'm going to bring down military spending. I'm going to kick up R&D, and I'm going to take down liquidity to about 10% and get us some growth so that we can actually start growing our economy, because we are third in the world, but we're very much behind the United States and China, so we need to start taking slices out of them in terms of the economic kind of victory screen. So this will bring down our liquidity, but we have an army that can hold the line for us and make sure that we are not taken out immediately by any one force. Is Japan been defeated? Japan has been defeated. Great. We did miss out on Malaysia, which is unfortunate. Indonesia's still strong. We could bully down you guys. I just don't know how much it's worth it. I think we're just going to kind of go home and continue to build up our military and look for a big swing that we could take. Ooh, Argentina would be a great target. In fact, let's get over there right now. We'll bring down what we have built up. We'll wait for this last one to get done. A few more commandos will definitely be a benefit to us. Let's get over here, and we're going to fight down Argentina because they have 1.8 million as their firepower. They are the 19th best GDP, and their diplomacy is with Indonesia, Hungary, Brazil, Angola. So we'll have to buy off a few of those guys. We do have 3.8 in the bank, though. See if we can get an early alliance with Brazil just to kind of counter that one. We can, so that's going to be very beneficial to us. So now we won't have to worry about them, and we can definitely go into Argentina. Okay, Indonesia's declared war on us. Let's buy them off. And anybody else? Hungary has. Okay, Hungary. Pretty cheap to buy alliance with you as well. Good. Now we split the army and really start to push. Oh, and we have another point to throw into smart taxation. Good. Another 4 million in the bank. I would love another unit of gunners. Our gunners got absolutely depleted when we attacked India. So getting those guys back up is going to be expensive, but definitely worthwhile as we finish up the rest of Argentina. Currently sitting still at third, but making 8.2. Is this a natural 8.2? It is. Ooh, or 8.6, excuse me. So we're doing very well for ourselves very early on in this run. There we go. Argentina's been defeated. Great. Get everybody down here. Still friends? Yes. Although you are very weak. Is that your army? Oh, we got to go into you next. And we finished smart taxation. I kind of want to skip digital economy. I don't know. We'll get a couple levels of digital economy. Let's get that done. That'll help our economic growth. Our army is ready. Brazil is weak. They have 1.8 million tanks. We have a much bigger army, and Brazil is currently the 6th best GDP in the world, so definitely worthwhile to attack them. Let's just go ahead and find their economic zones, mostly here and along the coast, so this is where we are going to attack. Now, Brazil's capital is over here somewhere, so it's going to take them a minute to get over here, so we'll keep the army together. Here they come. Down they fall. Good, and now we'll split. And we're actually split into 4s this time because our army's big enough to be able to handle that. And let's go ahead and get another level of digital economy out there. And now we need to start working down smart taxation or self-sufficient economy. Because we have friends now. We are still friends with the United States and China. So that's going to be helping our exchange rate out. 84% is pretty good. And we currently sit as still 3rd best, but a lot better. And how's our growth comparison to everybody else? We are growing much stronger than China and the United States, which is going to keep them from winning early on, as we just kind of finish up whatever else the Brazilians had. Alrighty, and that is Brazil done. Brazil has been defeated. Wonderful, wonderful. Our next target is going to be Mexico. 7 million firepower for the 14th best GDP. I don't think we could get anybody better than that. We could potentially take out Indonesia or South Korea. Let's go ahead and take a look at those guys. I doubt either of them is going to be very weak. South Korea, strong. Indonesia, strong. Okay, so definitely Mexico. Let's go ahead, rally the troops in a position that we can strike Mexico. And Mexico will have some rebels, so I do want to get 2 more levels of commandos out there. Let's get another 3,000 tanks just for kicks. And as soon as these tanks are ready, we'll go to war with Mexico. Good. We have 3 million in the bank to buy off people who might want to attack us. So let's bring everybody over and get ready for a war. You are honestly a very appealing target. After we take out Mexico, it might be time just to attack China. They do have 191 million, but they're tied up in foot soldiers. And if we switch to a fascist economy, I think we could win that. It's just about, could we fight everybody else down? I don't know. It might be jumping the shark. We'll deal with Mexico first and then kind of reevaluate. Spain has declared war on us. Anybody else? Norway, Czech, Spain, France. Okay, let's go over to Europe. It's mostly Europe. Peace treaty. Peace treaty. Peace treaty. Who else? Czech. Czech's the only one in the Netherlands. Okay, Netherlands. Yes. Czech. Done. Wonderful. All right, so now we're just fighting Mexico. All right, we do have a level for self-sufficient economy, which is what we're going to need if we want to fight China. It might be worth getting 2 levels. How did our military look at the end of that? Didn't lose too much. China, how we looking? 100. You're going down. You're investing a lot in foot soldiers. Good to know. Actually, let's take it a little bit slow. Let's get South Korea out of the way. 29 million firepower. Don't have a lot. Once we have our kind of stead of gunners out there, we'll invest in 1 more level of some tanks and rockets. How's our tanks and rockets doing? Pretty good. We could actually use about another 5,000 tank or rockets. So let's get that number up. There we go. And once these guys are done, I think we go to war with South Korea. Let's check a look at their diplomacy right now. Australia, Latvia, Indonesia, and China. Our alliance will cancel out China. Can we get an alliance with you by chance? How much would that cost us? Pretty cheap. Let's get that. So that'll cancel out Indonesia. Latvia and Australia. Australia, what do you need for an alliance? You're cheap too. Great. Grab that as well. All right. Let's go over and fight down South Korea. Their army just went away, so we're actually going to deal with the split army, which is going to be really nice for us. Let's go ahead and attack their capital. Yeah, very much split. And now we just take down their territories. This is going to be very beneficial for us. Good economic zones here. And they were the 12th best army after we took, or 12th best GDP after we took their capital. So they have a lot of economic prowess that we're going to use for our own benefit. Making 35 within the first 100 years is pretty good, or within 111 years of start is pretty good. So we're going to be very happy about that, and we can just continue onwards. And where is the rest of your army? Is it gone? Have we already fought it? No, they still have 17 million, so I'm going to keep everybody combined for right now. And we'll fight them when we fight them. We can get another level of self-sufficient economy. That's very good for us. And at this point, we're going to transition and start moving down to international aid so that we can get moral high ground. And we might want that before attacking China. All right, so we didn't defeat South Korea, but our armies have stopped as if we have. Might be a bug. Turkey, you only have that many troops? Dang, that'd be lovely to attack you. But let's go ahead and let's just get everybody together. Let's fight down Bangladesh. Easy targets first. We'll go after China here in a minute. But easy target right now and connect our borders and make it a little bit easier for us to get out of our own capital. Would be very nice. Wonderful. They are done. And let's send everybody home. I think, honestly, United States, how strong are you? Not that strong, honestly. I think we go into war with China. I think this is going to be worth it. Let's get up to 50 million or 100 million. We're going to switch over to fascism and we're going to attack China. I think that is a solid gameplay. Okay, well, we can first get international aid, which is going to decrease our diplomatic interactions by 30% or 15%. Moral high ground first level will cost 7.5. I don't know if we wait for that. Let's go ahead and start doing some things in waves, though. First off, we're going to increase military. We're going to increase liquidity. It's going to tank our economic growth. But we're going to do this, get the full effects of this, switch to fascism, and start recruiting. We can definitely win this war with China as long as we stay on flat ground. If we go into terrain and start fighting them in the mountains, that's where their armed people or their commandos are going to have the most effect on us. So if we fight them over here first, we'll be in a good situation. But let's go ahead and get all the way up to here. All right, now let's flip over to fascism. Now this will make the world hate us, but I think we'll be fine. Let's do 26 and 34. So Blitzkrieg will improve our military operations, are moving our troops to move faster and reducing the time it takes to conquer territory, and exploitation will make things cheaper. So as soon as this comes up to 34%, we are going to invest what money we have into troops and begin our invasion of China. All right, close enough. Let's go ahead, get a lot of tanks, 83 million, a lot of rockets, more tanks, and then we'll start worrying about these guys on the back end. But by piecemealing this, we can kind of control the effects. Once we start going to war with China and taking over China, the world is going to turn on us. So we need to be prepared for that moment. We can beat China, but then we need to be prepared for what happens next. And a level of moral high ground might help us out a lot. People typically kind of disregard this type of stuff with fascism, but it will help out a little bit, and any little bit's going to help, and we don't have a lot to put our research into anyways. So actually, we could probably buff up our reactive armor another level. That will probably be more beneficial than anything. So let's get that up there. Forget about moral high ground. Get these troops and get ready for war. All right, now that we have our army, 230 versus 220. If we fight them on the low ground, we'll be fine. We have 50,000 tanks compared to their 16. So let's loop around, get up here where we can fight them on good ground. And while this is occurring, I'm going to start building up replacement armies. So 2 units of commandos, 1 unit of gunners, 7,000, well, we'll get like 6,000 tanks, and then 3,000 rockets should be good. And we're just going to kind of keep repeating this process. Let's go ahead and slow this down and fight China. Now, who's all declared war on us? Oman so far. Indonesia has. Let's start buying these people off as they come. Here's their big army versus our big army. And yes, because we knocked them on flat ground, we absolutely decimate them. This, I think, is their entire army. They do have they do still have a little bit kicking around elsewhere, but it should not be a problem for us, so we can go ahead and start splitting. Tanks do be good on flat ground. It turns out they do be good. Yes. Oh, Lesotho. No. You don't need to fight us. Here comes more China's armies, but it's piecemealed, so we'll knock it down pretty easily. We've kept our armies together so that there's really not a good location for them to attack us. They are bringing people to their capital, though, so let's pressure that with 2 armies. It looks like they've ran elsewhere. That's fine. Yeah, they only have 6 million firepower left. We roll through this. We did this so fast, we haven't even gotten our replacement armies up and about yet. But we're just going to completely decimate China, and this is going to change our diplomatic or economic score. As you can see, we were going down before this, but we're catching back up with just the land that we get. It's definitely worth being in a wartime economy, letting this number slide a little bit in exchange for, a big powerhouse like China. All right, this army is finally ready. Just send it right there and reload with another army. I'm just going to do 1 unit of commandos and gunners because most of the army that we're going to need from this point on is going to be tanks and rockets. And we do enough for a moral high ground, so we're going to get that. And we're just going to keep increasing this. This will decrease the cost that will get us to get a non-aggression pact. Like with the UAE right here who's attacking us, We can get this. This number would have been higher before that moral high ground, so we can just make them go away. And that'll be the end of them. Our new army's ready. Great. Go ahead and start attacking, and we'll start reloading that army, making another one. I was like, why is everything so expensive? Like, I bought so many rockets, which honestly I don't mind. Somebody is fighting. I think it's the United States. Oh, they're getting really weak. Everybody hated what the United States just did, so we might consider invading them right away. In fact, this is the golden time. Forget China. What do we have left? Forget that. Let's just grab everybody. Let's go to war with the United States. All right, we have 236 million firepower against their 79. They have 50% of the land or of the economy that we would of the world. So we attack them. In theory, we could we could win the game right here, right now. And let's start forgetting about liquidity. I think we'll be fine. Let's start pumping up our budget. Here's a big army. It's going to go down quickly. We've got 3 armies already over there to take them down. United States is basically defenseless now. All right, we're approaching 90%, and we're getting to the East Coast where we know there's some big cities. So things are going well for us. This has happened all in the course of like a minute. We still haven't even finished this army that we did before we invaded. But after this, we're going to need about 10%. So let's look. 10% could be Turkey. Turkey would be part of the EU. It might be honestly easier to invade Canada. But Turkey's not going to have the same kind of... Canada's not going to have the same kind of resistance. World resistance. They will. They're going to have a lot of people. Maybe we fight Turkey. Yeah, let's get ready for... Let's try and buy you off. As soon as we get this. Okay, how much for a peace treaty? 2 million. Good. Let's get everybody over on a front with Turkey. Let's invade Turkey. We'll try and buy people off. We'll see who we can buy off with Turkey once we invade them. Okay, Germany's declared war on us. We'll see if we can buy you off. Yes, we can. Did Turkey change its government? Yeah, they went fascist too, so nobody really cares. The only reason people are caring right now is because they are, or we're about to win the game. We're 3% away. We can get this. We don't need 3 of you over here. Bring another guy over here. Oh! Let's go! World record! World record! Bhutan! World record! Take that, Asha! I don't know. Let's go! Only 1 hour and a half, as well as quick game? Yeah, it was. Bhutan gave me some struggles off stream. But we got the God run on this stream. And we took full advantage of it. Thank you for the recommendation, boys. And as always, if you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching, especially if you made it this far. If you have made it this far, hey, give it a thumbs up. Really helps out a lot. If you're new around here, subscribe for more. I put up videos every day. And if you have a nation recommendation you'd like me to play, put it in the comments down below. I will play as the most upvoted comment in this video for the next video. But as we do wrap things up, again, thanks for watching. And I'll see you guys in the next one.